The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome to the show, Lewis, that probably came the closest from not happening of all shows we've ever done before that happened, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What's problem number one? As you know, we moved the studio around last show, and a lot of complaints about everything from me standing to me standing but not straight enough to Lewis looking like he was in a medical office, possibly in a different building, possibly in a different state altogether. And a lot of emails, Lewis, actually said they don't like having Lewis in another building. But I was just joking. It just looks like you're in a different building because your background was a different color.
Right. And we still have plenty of problems going on. Like that intro sounded terrible for some reason.
Yeah, and like, for example, we came in today and there was no internet in the entire building. So today you're going to notice that we're a little bit light on the example video clips and audio
and
clips
pictures
of stuff because we just have no access to the internet. I mean, I'm working off of paper here, Lewis.
This is good. Paper. We're going back to paper.
Yeah.
Very non-eco-friendly, David.
Right. But we're going to recycle, and I'm going to use these papers to make a fire later today and stuff like that. So we're reusing everything for sure.
Okay. Good.
The State of the Union address. Did you watch it, Lewis?
I caught most of it. I missed the beginning.
Right. Well, the beginning was I don't know if was the beginning the best part? I don't know. It's not clear what was the best part. Actually, it is clear. The part about Romney and his taxes, even though it wasn't directly about Mitt Romney, was the best part, but we'll get to that. I thought this was one of the better State of the Union addresses in a while, not because of the number of applauses and the number of standing ovations, which, as you know, Lewis, a lot of people very influenced by applause. Like Newt Gingrich, if it wasn't for applause, the perception of how well he does in debates would be far, far worse. But
right.
I tried to get past that a little bit and actually look at the content of the speech, and right away we hear that sometimes it's more about when aren't people clapping. And when President Obama said, for the first time in I don't know how many years, during the State of the Union address, we don't have troops in Iraq, only some people clapped. That wasn't, the Republicans didn't really love that. And you would think, wait a second, is it because they think we should still be there, which 75 or 80% of Americans think was a mistake from the get-go? Is it because, why is it? Is it because they simply don't want to be seen as agreeing with the president? Why aren't Republicans clapping for no longer being in Iraq?
Couldn't tell you.
You don't know.
I don't.
All right. Everyone plays by the same rules was another part of the speech, which President Obama mentioned, which had a lot of implications that relate to Occupy Wall Street. Many people analyzing the speech and saying, how many references, indirect references, were there to the Occupy movement? And actually, there were a lot, I think. Everyone plays by the same rules is definitely a reference to the Occupy movement. The stuff about fair taxes is definitely a reference to income disparity, which was brought into the limelight basically by the Occupy movement. So I think that there was a significant presence here. You did have to pay attention, but it's not, I don't think we're looking under rocks and I don't think we're putting stuff under the rocks we're looking under, so to speak, when we point out that some of these things reference the Occupy movement.
I imagine they did. Yeah, it's not coincidence.
Also, the interesting thing was not really a big deal made out of bin Laden, right? We thought after the Osama bin Laden assassination that this would become a bigger thing. Hey, wait a second. The Republican warmongering George W. Bush said he would get bin Laden, and he didn't, and here comes Obama. Obama is a Democrat. He is expected to be weak on security by those on the right, and he gets bin Laden. I thought this was going to be played up a lot more than it was. And there was a security portion during the beginning of the speech, and it was kind of alluded to, but it was not directly mentioned, the entire bin Laden operation. You think that's a missed opportunity, or you think the president is simply being, I don't know, he's just not flouting it because he knows people remember?
Well, later in the speech, he did talk about it.
Briefly.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say briefly. I mean, the point of it wasn't to talk about him actually capturing bin Laden, right? He was just making some sort of comparison that the SEALs were watching out for each other and that's what Americans should do,
right,
was the message. Should he have talked about it a little more? No, I don't think so. I think everyone gets it. Yeah, he got bin Laden. Good for him.